the Archangel Michael's live. Yes, pretty dark and ominous, as it always is, but you get that in the big wigs. But like God said, let's put some light on the subject. Oh. Now I think this gets dimmer because the battery's dying, but we'll see how we go. We see how we go. So, what the week? Few cages rattled, few alliances shattered. But that's the YouTube life for you, I guess. But we all choose to be here. We all choose to try and be good. That is the main message. Goodness. This going on between us, well, it's very tiring. That thing we can all agree on. That's one thing that everyone can agree on. It is extremely tiring. And at the end of the day, when you really look at it, it's probably best just to walk away and leave it as a memory that could have been. And that's the way it should be. And if we keep peace with each other, there should be no issue. Hello, welcome to the Archangel Michael's chat. Rattle up this week on YouTube. I gone away, come, go, in, out. What's this Archangel Michael all about? Well, he's all about God. That's all about freedom. He's all about love. He's all about peace. He's all war. We first must learn to fight. Now we can fight like we are. It is working. We stand our ground. We can fortify ourselves. And we keep together as one. And that freaks people out when they say it's a cult. No. A bunch of people banding together against the common foe. Evil. And that is the real culprit. Evil. Evil can take many forms. Hello, Tepa. How are you going? It's good to see you. I hope you're alright. I hope it's not going crazy like Nick says, the sun rising and all that, so crazy. But she lives in a different time zone. That girl, she's all over the shop. I don't know her time frame, it's weird. Usually at that time of the night, people will be asleep over there, but that's just Nick. Yes, yes. Can you hear me well? Otherwise, I'll have to turn the echo. Oh, I guarantee this light's getting dimmer because the battery's getting flatter. I might have to go out and get another battery or another torch. Oh yes, you can hear me good. Good, 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 good. Well, we'll get stuck into the Lord's Prayer very shortly. Bit of stuff happening, but well, you get that. You'll get that. To repeat it here would just be a waste of air at the moment. I believe if it's going to be revisited at all, there needs to be a cool down period. Minds are too hot at the moment. But we see. Like I said, there doesn't need to be any more done. What's done is done. They walk away and do nothing to each other. Well, That's what God wants. Peace. Some sort of resolve by mutual respect. As hard as that is. Well, this is some of the things we've got to pull back into life. The 7 keys. Back to that. Back to square one, guys. Oh, the old 7 keys board. I got to pull that out again. I stopped doing that a few lives ago, but well. The 7 keys. Put God first. We're going to put Him first in a minute when we do the Lord's Prayer. Love one another. Well, that's a hard one at the moment. Never hate. That's the hardest one. The hardest key. But if you ever want to get into heaven, truly want to get in there, back again. Give generously. Even if you can only give a little, you're still generous from the heart. Oh, number 5, the 5th key. Live simple. Don't make it too difficult, or you're going to be finding yourself in all kinds of trouble. And YouTube land is no exception. Oh, forgive quickly. That's a good one. We could debate that one for hours. But it's one you're going to have to learn to turn. That turn the other cheek type of thing. You've got to learn to forgive quickly. It's not so much turn the other cheek and keep turning it. Because like I said, once you got slapped that way, once you got that slapped that way, you're not going to stand there and get slapped the piss out of. So you have to defend yourself somehow. But yes, forgive quickly. The 6th key. And the 7th key, well, pray every day. We're going to do that. So we'll cover the 1st key and the 7th key all in one. How is that? So many minutes in a day. Only half a minute to pray to God. A minute if you really want to take your time. But God only asks for a little time, and He can help you for a long time. If you know anything about prayers and Bibles and religion, you know about God. Well, here we go. The Lord's Prayer. And if anyone's here, well, they're not. But if they are, well, welcome. And here we go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And well, now we have God in Sparta. And anyone else that wishes to listen, it will count. But I see there is no one. Such is life. So, gone dark again. Now we got light again. In, out, all about. What's this Archangel Michael all about? Is he the right one? People ask him in the confliction of times, the two sides. In a side's world, in a side's chat, in a side's YouTube, in a war that nobody wants, everyone seems to get. Funny that. People don't think I got the right message. Well, could see whether he is the real guy. Because I am. If you don't have faith in me, well, what can I say? God's main guy, God's main mod. Without faith in me, how can you have faith in yourself? I don't ask you to follow everything that I say. I just ask you to listen. But I'm just some crazy guy in a mask with all the fucking receipts in the world to prove I am who I say I am. I am who I say I am. I cannot be anyone else but who God made me. We are defined by one person and one person only when we're defined. God. He defines who you are. And he defined me as the Archangel Michael. Pretty hard. The government accepted it. Got a letter from them. I mean, I got the ones in the pocket. Satan wants, got them too. But you get that in the... No one believes you, but it's true nonetheless. Funny that. Funny. Come here to try and learn the goodness of humanity, whether it's worth saving. Well, you think it is? People say it is. There are elements of it that is. But you never know. We'll see. Time heals wounds, but how much time do we have? People want it around the corner, but when it comes right in front of you, you don't want to listen. Only if you are brave enough to explore the darkness, will you discover the infinite light inside. The world is changed by your example, not your opinion. Life isn't about having everything. It's about finding meaning in everything that you do in life. YouTube's been a rough week. So, next week, on the Monday morn, in a few days, think this Monday morning, remember, you can handle what the week throws at you. No matter how long you've ever traveled in the wrong direction, you can always turn around. It's just longer to get back. As we all work to create light for others, we naturally light our own way. You can't make a cloudy day a sunny day, but you can still decide to make it a good day. A good day begins with a good mindset. This happens in your life when it depends on your thoughts. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. Flowers always make people better, happier, more helpful. They calm the senses and the mind. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you have to put up with rain, no matter how heavy it falls. This is just for you. You're amazing. You're fantastic. And you're brilliant. Inspiring. And the best thing, guys, is you are you. And here's a quote from Robin Williams, the famous comedian. You're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Hello, Kiki Eyes. General Kiki Eyes. How are you going? I hope you are well. Well, do you want to look back on your life and see how wonderful it would have been if you were not afraid to live it? You know? Oh, it's a bit too bright for me. What are you doing? Teachers open the door, but you have to choose to enter yourself. Oh, a good education, as we all know, can change anyone. But a good teacher can change everything. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Otherwise, when you go across the street and that old lady grabs you and pulls you back and says, "Have you washed the road?" Without that kindness, you could have got hit by a car. If you feel overwhelmed today or tonight, get a planet opener. If you feel overwhelmed today or tonight, be gentle with yourself. Life can be a lot better. It really can. Especially this YouTube. I notice a lot of people have become very affected indeed. Some deeper than most, goes deeper than emotional. Starting to get some people have been mentally affected. So, is this the new wave, the new thing that's going to happen? Something that you'll be diagnosed at the doctors with? YouTube virus. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, you're okay. That's good. That is good. It is good that you are okay. I'm okay in a such. But, you know. No, read that, got through too quickly, too easy. Good. Well, oh, remember though, this is Sparta. Oh, yes, I remember that. The good old days when we only had the few enemies to worry about. Now, faction after faction, day after day, every time I wake up, there's something new, something more getting rattled around. But the life we live on the YouTube streets, she's rough, man. In and out, YouTube streets, what's it's all about. I mean, you look at it, people even get unalive for real when they catch up to each other on the real streets because of the YouTube streets. Yes, it can get ridiculous beyond the point. Oh, beyond what is necessary. No, just leave that one for a couple of days and we'll see how we go. And catch up with everyone else, catch their lives, do the content, and that's it. I mean, in Sparta, no one has lost a wrench. Those wrenches were given out of honor and respect. And they were all asked, and everyone was asked. I always ask everyone. And they can come and use it, but they don't have to. It's an honor. And they are welcome to keep it. I have no intention to take any wrenches away. You've got to have a bit of diversity in your generals, otherwise you get one-sided. You'll end up fucking making a mistake and being overrun. But that's just me as a weapon, as a strategist of war. I see what's going on. I'm not oblivious. I might seem like that. But camouflage is a wonderful thing, guys. That's all I say. War is a wonderful thing. If you don't have to fight. Because the one best thing about war is negotiation. You can negotiate because no one really wants to fight. And if you're both willing to come to some sort of terms, well, it'll be amazing what could happen. But at the end of the day, well, that's about it. No, I'm not going to give you a show. I'm not very good. I can play it a little, but not enough to put on the show. Not to give the kids a laugh, but that's about it. Bit more practice, a few more years with that one. But I got the right rhythm and I know how to breathe, so that's the main kind of thing with that one. It's all about having a heart. When you play with things, an instrument, it's like Jaguar when she sings. It's done from the heart. And that's why it's so beautiful. But, there you go. Look in Wikipedia. Like she says, that's her instrument, is her vocals. And there you go with that one. Oh, this cat is gonna go and sit on my seat that I usually sit over there. Cats do that, you know. Owners that they favor, they'll go and sit on the place where that person usually sits. They try to get the smell of that owner. And Peppy, well, he used to be Kelly's cat. And he hasn't been very close to anyone for a long time since she's passed. Cat sat at the window for a year waiting for her to come home, so it's pretty rough. And slowly, so when I took that trip away, he missed me. He was all over me, still all over me, this cat. He don't want me to go away either, so animals understand. They got some sort of understanding, or they wouldn't understand some of the words you say. Cats are not like dogs, of course. Dogs, well, dogs are more, they want to pat. They'll sit there and let you pat them forever. That's just a dog. Oh, touching my eye. That's the dog for you. They like that, you know. They like that. But a cat, they only come to you when they want the pat, and then they get overstimulated, and they get a bit scratchy sometimes. You have to understand animal language. Every animal has a language. Humans can understand it and read it. But remember, it's nothing like English or any other language that you know. You can't say to a wild grizzly bear or a crocodile that's coming at you to eat you, say no, stop, because it doesn't understand that one. Just remember that. If you're going to make any noise though, scream at the top of your lungs, because they're not used to something like that. Just remember that. I don't know about a crocodile. They just snap, grab, spin, in you go, drown, finish. When you go up north, if you don't go next to any water systems, no way. You stay right away from the water unless you know exactly what you're doing. Even then, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. As for kangaroos, well, strange enough, you don't see as many as you used to. Not when you're traveling by the road. You've got to go further out. You've got to sit back for a while and wait for them. Or know the places where they go, the big fields and that. Because they're starting to learn and they go next to that road. That's the killer. That's the killer. Yes, but I've seen some pretty big roos. It's the red roo that's usually the biggest. But the biggest roo I've ever seen was actually a big western grey roo. And he was cruising down 2J Road, coming back from the Darren Field Day with a whole bunch of marquee gear on the back on the ute in the middle of the night, doing the Archangel Michael by himself run because he likes to do this work because he's crazy, I guess. I see this big shadow go across the bonnet of the car. So if I was going a few k's faster, I would have hit his legs, went straight through the car, and would have had a 7-foot kangaroo in there bouncing around with me in the cab. And that wouldn't have been pleasant. Not at all. But I just sailed from one side. This is a dual thing, cars with big wide expanse on each side in case of this emergency. You can pull over. And because it was a little bit downhill, all I seen was that big silhouette. And I said, oh, fuck, man, that was huge. I turned around, looked at me standing up, and it was very high. So he's about 7 foot, that guy. He was massive. Massive. It's like the emu. The emu is usually only about 5, maybe 6 foot. But there is 7 foot ones and 8 foot ones. But they live in one special place. It's called Dionte Castano, which is entry to the coast. That's down south, good salmon fishing spot. And because it's very sunny, and the land there is the same plants that they find frozen in Antarctica. So that's still exactly like it was when it broke away, that little section there. And during winter now, it will be flooded. You can't go down there now. That'll be all flooded. And it's like a little island, a little land out there by itself. But it's not. It's connected to the mainland. It goes on a bit further. It connects up. Just the way you come into that spot, it's all water. And it's like a different world when you go in there. When you go across the dune, the swampland, as you say, and get to them, it's just a different country. It's amazing. Some of the plants, nowhere else in the world, except the frozen ones in Antarctica. And those emus, because of the dunes and the area, their legs are longer. It's harder to walk up and down. You walk up and down those sand dunes all day, man. You'll be as strong as an ox. It's like that happens with elephants too. You know, the ones that walk in the desert, they're far higher than the other regular elephants. It's all a product of environment. That's what it is. Yes, it's good down there. It's like real chest-on material. Because you got to have that little bit of a wind constantly to bring the salmon in closer to the beach, into the pockets along the beach. And with the salmon come the sharks. So you don't go swimming, which we do. It's amazing what alcohol does, where care factor just goes right out the window. Funny, that one. But yeah, we only go in just to waist deep to cool down. We don't go bloody splashing around because you won't be coming back out. Or if you come back out, you'll be missing something, a big part of something, like a leg or something like that. You know, like well, you're putting in 2 fish, but there's at least the third one that's going to get chewed completely up and it's come back since it's the head or the lips. And salmon, they're big fish, they're huge. And that's not a fisherman's tail, they can get pretty huge. Australian bloody school salmon, buddy. Not like the salmon you know from the rivers. These don't go on rivers. This is just a ocean water salmon. Totally different looking type of fish. But they call it a salmon for some reason, so I'll have to find that one out. They run along certain times of the year when they spawn. And that's when you catch all the fish, all good fish, cobias, everything. All the bloody best fish you can think of. They run right up here to up this way too, but it's better to go down there because that's where they get the really big ones. Because them really big ones, they'll is deep straight away and come straight up to the coast from a deep area. They'll come up there. But the real big ones, they like to stay a bit further out. And the other ones, a bit smaller or the same size, they'll school up close. But they can still get to over a meter. And pretty big in fact. And they're good there for a fight. On the fishing on the beach, oh yes. Great for that. Great for that. Test your back. Test your resolve. Test your gear. Test everything. But yeah, that's fun. That's good living, getting out there, having fun. Nothing to do with this YouTube. The only tube you're feeding is your own tube down there. You're going, hey man, hey, give us another beer. Yep. Wait up that hook. Cook that bloody bacon on that barbecue. Who's got the ice? Oh, we got no ice. We got the bloke, we got a generator and a little fridge. Oh, we sitting back pretty now. Cold beer on a hot beach, wind. Sometimes it's pissing down rain. The more stormy it is, the better the fishing. It's crazy, but the stormier it is, the better the fishing. You stand there in the full wet weather gear, waves smashing over you, pulling out huge fish. Fish, but we only fish what we need. We only take a couple each day, because there is a bag limit. We usually keep 100, and we fillet our fish straight away. You find with the salmon, you have to cut them, turn them upside down, let them bleed out, otherwise they sort of urinate inside their flesh, and it goes all grey, and it's not very nice to eat. So you got to bleed them straight out. The bigger fish, mostly, you'll find. Bleed them straight out, clean the fish out. And that's how you do that. Yes, fishing. But, if you want to know about anything about that slavery business, look in the fisheries industry and see how they see it. There's a few documentaries out on it about slavery within the fishery industry, because it will show you the connection. So, and it's pretty dangerous being one of those international guys. It's pretty dangerous. It's on the top list of one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. They don't tell you that. You don't get told that in the news. Because those fishery guys, they sign up clauses. What they see, they have to keep quiet. Because who knows what they're pulling up out that ocean, man. So, you gotta work that one out. Alright. Been on for half an hour. Done my content. Few people here, couple of likes. Appreciate a few more likes, guys. I'm not that bad. I am a quite likable guy. I just don't like picking sides when I don't see those sides as bad. None of them are bad. There's an issue they have to resolve between themselves. It's not a day where I just woke up and something fucking happened again. Crazy. It's like I've got to keep awake for 24/7 just to keep up with what's going on. But all the promises I give will stand. I am the Archangel Michael, and I have to live up to that name, whether I like it or not, whether anyone likes it or not. God likes it because He's making me do it. And it's not a making me do it. I have to do it because I am His weapon. If He ain't going to get anyone else to do it, who's going to do it? It's got to be me. That's the whole reason. The whole reason I was built. The whole reason why I am the way I am. The whole reason as this man, all this time, all these years, I've been getting these seeds of knowledge planted in my head. And 28 years ago, it grew into a fucking forest, right? A scary one. Fucking dark and doom and full of all the gloom you can possibly imagine. Walking around with a piece of pure fucking evil. 28 years, and people wonder why I'm aggressive. When you know you've got power in your pocket, literally fucking kill anyone you want. And no one can prove it. How about that one, eh? That's a cool power. Anyone would just go around tapping people fucking all day long. If I did that over the last 28 years, oh shit. There'd be a fucking long line of dead people behind me, man. But see, that's where resolve comes. That's where the old saying, from Spider-Man. With great power comes even greater responsibility. Yeah, well, just the way things happen. The way they are. You get that. You get that, but it's better something like this is in my hands than any of your governments, than any of your churches, than anyone else on this earth. Or they wouldn't be in my pocket at all. Anyone else had them? You wouldn't know what to do. It'd probably kill you. And you'll be tempted to sell them for a life of luxury. Also, what you get that? You get that in the mix of things. Well, the government's got an idea because they all know the story. They all know the legends. And when I wrote in that letter, well, they sure as hell knew I wasn't talking shit. Or they wouldn't have sent me any letter at all. Funny that. Can't get any higher ladder in the land than the Prime Minister's office. Unless I get one from the King. But I wrote to him, and he didn't want to come to Menzies. I actually got a letter back from them. But funny enough, they got a time delay. When you read it, and you take out, when you go back out of that email, it'll fucking delete. Funny buggers, what they got. Never seen that one before. Almost like if you read this here, it will self-destruct in 60 seconds. Yeah, that type of shit, guys. I knew he was not coming to West Australia before he even fucking announced it. Come out to the desert, meet me, we'll have a talk. Oh, well. That would have been a good one if they didn't do that to me, because I freaked out on that one. Hey, what's going on here? I said, okay, I'm going to play that game. That would have been a good receipt. If I had that, if that didn't do what it did, delete like it did when I went out of the email, I would have fucking planted that everywhere, that one. Had the official seal and everything. How'd you get that? You'll get that. Well, this is the Archangel Michael, live, signing off for now. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to start doing a bit more professional content. What's been going on? Slightly. And more to what the world is happening, which has relevancy to everyone here within the family of YouTube. Like I noticed about the stars and the planets and the rotation of the Earth. Well, the Earth sits on about a 38-degree axis, like that one, around, bubbles, goes. So at the moment, because Australia is experiencing its winter, we are the furthest away. But because of the angle of the Earth, the top part of the Earth, where America and all that is leaning towards the sun, so is your summer. Strange that, but that's how it works. The slightest bit of shadow can create such a difference in temperature. And see, when we're closest to the sun, our part of the world is angled at the sun. So that's why Australia is the fucking land of the sun, man. We'll fucking want some sun, come down here, we'll fucking handball you some, man. Jesus Christ, the sun down here is to burn you, everything. I've even got short where I cook an egg on a frying pan by leaving it in the sun. Pipeline I went onto used to, before we put a new one in, used to be more steel. And you could go and put an egg on that and cook the bloody egg on top of the pipe, running out of water. So hot that they had to get there, had to put valves in there. So if a grape got a certain pressure inside there, because it's steaming up, fucking it would release. That's hot, that's heat, man. Oh, the heat out there is something totally different than the heat close to the coast. If it was 42 degrees here at the coast, you'll be sweating and begging for air conditioner. But if you was out there in my country, out in the Menzies and that, wow, that's a whole different heat altogether. Everything radiates. So it'll be 42 degrees in the shade. Yeah, like that one. And it can suck the bloody stuff out of you. Because it's all mining country, the air and the soil is all very caustic. So that again evaporates more water out of you. And your body is like a radiator. If you don't keep topping it up with the water, you're gonna fucking start burning out and blast all your seals. And you'll be laying there with your tongue hanging out. And when they find you, well, you're all puffed up, full of flies, no eyes. If they find you. When you find yourself trapped with the vehicle and it's hot, don't stay in the vehicle. Try to push the vehicle to the side of the road if you can. make a bit of trench under the car and get under the car. And it's way cooler than sitting inside it by a whole bunch. We have a whole thing where kids and all that can die inside a car and pets and that if you keep them locked in. It hasn't happened for a little while, but it used to happen a bit regularly actually. It was a bit sad. I actually know people, fathers that have lost kids that way when they split up and they happen to go the other states. One bloke away. Unfortunately, leaving them in the car, locking them in there. Kids too small to understand how to reconnecting. Well, I'm going to cut the live. It's starting to play up. That's the rain getting. That's got a thing too, guys. With this internet, it's not always the hackation, but it's got a part to do with the same crew that create the hackation to begin with. It's the iron in the atmosphere. It's the shit that into the fucking clouds, and it has a reaction. And those HARP reactors, which send out the pulses of electricity into the sky to create the hot pockets so they can control the weather. Look into it, HARP. They will say it's some sort of an array to listen in the transmission. Well, it's that too. It's got a few purposes, that one. It's a quite ingenious thing. There's a few different type of configurations, but there's one that big up north. It's huge. The Exmouth military facility. The reason why they built that one there up north. Oh yes. Even the towers down the now. To deal with the submarines under the water in the Indian. They picked that spot because the deepest part of the ocean in the Indian Ocean is roughly about 2 k's unless you get into the trench, in the Perth Trench and a few other trenches out there. It's about 2 k's deep. When it comes close, it rises up, of course.